Dear students, let's start chapter 7, Weather, Climate and Adaptations of Animals to Climate. Get up in the morning and you can see your newspaper, which shows at one corner the weather report of the city. This weather report is given by the Meteorological Center or Mausam Kendra. What is weather? Weather is the day-to-day condition of the atmosphere at a place with respect to the temperature, humidity, rainfall, wind speed, etc. There are 5 elements that decide the weather of a place. Those are the temperature of the air, the wind, the humidity. Humidity means the water content of the atmosphere. Then how much pressure is there, how much pressure of the atmosphere at that time is there, then how much rainfall will be there or is there. These all are the elements which decide the weather of a place. The Meteorological Center or the Mausam Kendra has several instruments to study these elements. Those are the thermometer, which measures the temperature, the rain gauge, which measure the amount of rain, the anemometer, which measures the wind speed, the barometer, which measures the wind pressure, then hydrometer, which measures the air moisture or humidity, and the wind vane, which measures the direction of the wind. You can do an activity to record all these elements: the maximum temperature, the minimum temperature, the minimum humidity, the maximum humidity, and the rainfall. Here is a special type of thermometer that is used to measure the maximum and minimum temperature of a place at a given day. In a given day, if we measure the temperature at different intervals, then we see there is a temperature variation. It doesn't remain the same, but it varies hour to hour and time to time. Rainfall is measured by instrument called rain gauge. It is a measuring cylinder with funnel at the top which can collect the rainwater. Here is how a rain gauge looks like. Sun is the major source of energy to Earth. The heat from the sun warms the air packets at different positions on the Earth, which create a weather system. In higher altitudes, these atmospheric reactions are stronger. So, the heat of the sun sustains the life on the earth, and it also controls the weather and climate of earth. Although both weather and climate are controlled by the sun, but there is a clear difference between weather and climate which we have to understand. The average weather pattern taken over a long time, like 25 years, is called the climate of the place. So, the climate is defined as the various atmospheric conditions, which include the rainfall, temperature, wind, humidity, and other meteorological elements, etc., over a long period of time. Whereas the weather depends upon the wind, moisture, storm, snow, temperature, and barometric pressure of a place in a given short time. Dear students, as you know that our earth is tilted on its axis, so the earth, different parts of the earth will not get the same amount of light and heat from the sun. The equator will get more straight rays and more heat, whereas the poles will get slanting rays, so the heat will be less there. Accordingly, the temperature will be different in both the places, and the climate will also be different in equators and in poles. So near the equator, it is tropical zone, the temperature of this area is very high and it has very much humid climate. And from Tropic of Cancer to Arctic Circle and Tropic of Capricorn to Antarctic Circle, it is temperate zone where the temperature is lesser and rainfall is also less as compared to tropical climate. And from Arctic Circle to North Pole and Antarctic Circle to South Pole, it is polar region where there is more of ice and the temperature is very low there. So if we see the climatic zones of India, which is a very big country, so there are different climatic zones. The red color as shown in the picture is the area near the Rajasthan, which is arid, that means dry. The climate is dry there and it get very less rainfall. Then the yellow part, the yellow colored zones are the semi arid zones where it is dry but less as compared to the arid zones. And third, you can see the green color part is the tropical wet climate where there is heat but a lot of rainfall is there near Kerala and Panji, okay, Lakshadweep, this area. And then you come to the light green part, which is a tropical but wet and dry. Tropical wet, that means there is rainfall but it is also dry as compared to the tropical wet region that we have seen earlier. Then there is humid subtropical, that is near the Ganga Valley, and the mountain zone, which is near the mountains of Srinagar and Arunachal Pradesh. In this chapter, we will study about two main climatic regions and the adaptations of animals there. The first one is polar region. There are two poles of Earth. So, the North Pole, it has the Arctic Circle. In Arctic Circle, there are some countries are there: Russia, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Greenland, Denmark, Canada, etc. Okay. And there is Antarctica in the South Pole. Both these poles, Arctic and Antarctic, have a distinct character. There is a lot of snow there. The temperature is very cold there. The climate here is extreme and always most of the part of the year it is cold. Then for 6 months the sun doesn't set at the poles. If the North Pole is getting sun, it will be for 6 months, and at that time the South Pole will be all night there for 6 months. So the side of the earth which is not getting the sunlight will be very cold. And during this winter, the temperature may fall as below as minus 37 degree Celsius. Now, due to this low temperature, the animals there will have distinct adaptation. They will adapt to the extreme conditions of this region and they will show characters which are completely different from the animals of other part of the world. Some animals that are found in the polar region are polar bear, Canadian lynx, wolverine, then penguin, then whale, then snowy owl, okay, ox, wolf, and reindeer, etc. Adaptation is the process which enables the organisms to adjust to the environment where they are living so that they can survive. Adaptation can be temporary short-term adaptations or they can be permanent adaptations. Let us study some of the adaptations of the polar bear. First of all, the polar bear has a white fur which make it invisible in the white background, and it cannot be seen by the predators and the prey also. It hides from its own prey, which the animals that it eats or eat will be called its prey. And it has this very strong sense of smell, so it can smell the animals from a very far distance, and it can locate and catch the prey. And then it has a very sharp claws which enable it to walk on the ice easily. Then during the summers, when the food is readily available, it vigorously eats and deposits the fat layer beneath the below the fur layer. When there is less of food, a scarcity of food during the winters, then this fat is used by the body for various purposes, metabolism, etc. The second important animal of the polar region is the penguin. The penguin, you know that it has very small wings which it uses only for swimming, propelling, and the fur is double layered, two layers of fur, overlapping layers, and it is coated with oil, which keeps it dry when it is swimming in the cold water. Then the body of the penguin is streamlined, okay, that help it to swim easily in the water and reduce the resistance. Then due to the feather which is having a coat of oil, it can very easily swiftly swim. Then the bones are solid and heavy, so that it can dive and move easily in the water. Then the cells of muscles of the penguin are special. It has more blood vessels, blood cells, and which can carry more oxygen. And it can, when it is diving in the water, then it will help the penguin to hold its breath for more time. Then the fur will keep the body warm, and the penguin to protect themselves from the predator, they will always move in a group, and they guard their eggs and the young ones properly. And when they swim in a zigzag manner so that the predators cannot easily catch them. These are all the adaptations that help the penguin to survive in the cold, very cold climate of the polar regions. During the winter season, the temperature of these region is very low, and as we have seen, it can go as low as minus 35-36 degrees Celsius. So it becomes very difficult for the birds of these regions to survive, and they can be very easily target of the predators. So they show a very distinctive characteristic. They fly from these regions, and they move to very long travel to very long distances across the globe and reach to some other countries which have pleasant atmosphere, which at that time, and which have plenty of food, and where if they give birth to the young ones, then the young ones will be protected. They will not have to face the predators. So these birds show a very special characteristic. They migrate. These birds are called migratory birds. These migratory birds may travel as long as 15,000 kilometers to escape the extreme climatic conditions. They fly a very high altitude where the wind is very cold, and the heat that is generated by the flight muscles is nullified, and they will travel to the same place year after year. For this, they take the guidance of some landmarks. They follow the sun and the stars at night. They are their brain is capable of understanding the magnetic field of the earth. So using all these techniques year after year, they will fly to the same spot, and again they will come back when the season becomes favorable for them. Besides the birds, there are insects and fishes also, which shows seasonal migration. Here you can see the route that the migratory birds may follow. Here is the picture of some of the important migratory birds. Those are black-necked crane, bar-headed goose, black-winged plantain coal, Caspian plover, brown-headed gull, spot-billed pelican, ibis bill, Indian skimmer, etc. So the next climatic zone of earth is tropical rainforest, and we will study this and the animals present in the tropical rainforest and what are the adaptations of the animals here. The tropical rainforests are found near the equator, and due to which the temperature here is very high, and they have high humidity levels there, and about 80 inches of rainfall per year these forests will get, and about 6% of world total area is covered by the tropical rainforest. About half the world of plants and animals are present here, and there is biodiversity we can see in this forest. Diverse type of plants and different types of plants and animals and insects and everything is present in these forests. And this forest, because of the sufficient amount of rainfall found here, the canopy of this forest is very thick canopy. So we can see a large variety of animals and plants in this forest, and they show different types of adaptation according to the area where they are living, because the forest in this forest some animals can be found in the arboreal habitat, that is around on the trees. They can live in the land. Okay, then there is water also, water bodies also. So there will be animals and plants found in water bodies, and they will show different types of adaptation. So let us see some of the animals here. They are red-eyed tree frog, then African forest elephant, African leopard, saltwater crocodile, Amazon river dolphin, then Sumatra tiger, black panther, scarlet macaw, big barn owl, white-tailed deer, okapi, cockatoo, tapir, butterfly, two-toed sloth, squirrel monkey, toucan, and mountain gorilla are some of them. There are many actually animals that are found here. Two animals that are mentioned in your book are toucan and macaque. Let us study some of the adaptations of toucan which help them to survive in the forest of tropical rainforest. Toucan has hard beak which help them to crack the nuts and fruits and insect, and it helps them to pluck the fruit out of the trees. Then their feather is black in color, which help it to blend to the canopy of the trees. It has sharp claws to grip the trees, and it has big eyes which help them to spot the food. Let us study adaptations of another animal of the tropical rainforest, that is the elephant. The elephant has long tusk which the nose which they use to pick the food, and they have a strong sense of smell. The tusk or the teeth are modified, they are very big, and they help use it to tear the bark of the trees to eat the uh, trees. And they have very large ears which help them to locate the sound easily, and to keep them cool during the hot climate. Okay, these are a few of the adaptations in the elephants. I hope that I could make you understand what is weather, climate, and adaptations of animals according to the climate. Thank you, dear students.